Hi everybody, Jeff Cohen with Sky. I'll be interviewing Michael Krans from the Macy's Media Network. Come and join me. Welcome, Michael. Thanks for joining me today. I'm wondering,
Pleasure to be here.
Can you introduce yourself and your role?
I'm the Vice President of Retail Media for Macy's Inc., and I have the pleasure of leading our Retail Media Network, which is called Macy's Media Network. And we are the Retail Media Network, the monetization arm for Macy's Inc. for our three historic nameplates, Macy's, Bloomingdale's, and Bluemercury. So I'm a 3-in-1.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Where are we at and why did you choose this?
So we are at the Herald Square, Macy's Herald Square, a historic, iconic building here in New York City. I did a little research and this store opened in 1902. Now, this was not R.H. Macy's first store. He actually had a dry goods store down on 14th Street and then moved uptown in 1902 and opened the store that you see today.
Yeah, and obviously anyone who has ever been to New York or even like Chicago, the Macy's stores are always a big centerpiece for shopping and for the holiday season.
Yeah, I think it is. It's a tourist destination for sure, whether it's State Street in Chicago or here at Macy's Square, at Macy's Herald Square. It's so interesting over the year and a half I've been here. I've heard so many amazing stories from friends, colleagues in the business, people that have grown up in the area, and so many stories of special memories about making that trip to Herald Square, to Macy's Herald Square. Those memories of coming here to buy that prom dress, buy that first suit for your first job coming out of college, the watch that you got for graduation. So I think that's what's special about Macy's is, of all the department stores, it's the Macy's in particular is the department store with a soul that has DNA built into it. And when I had the opportunity to come work here, the heritage and the legacy of Macy's is really part of what drew me in, and here we are in the center of it.
You guys had some big announcements around the retail ad server with Amazon. Created a lot of buzz in the industry. Before we dive into that, maybe take me a little bit through the journey of how you kind of got to this point of joining the Amazon Ads retail server.
I initially heard about Amazon retail ad service in January when they announced at CES. And immediately it piqued my interest. I am encouraged here at Macy's to take new approaches. I'm given permission and have autonomy to take calculated risks, which is, I think, part of Tony's vision for the company, which is his 3-year Bold New Chapter strategy. And so in the spirit of being bold, I spoke with some of my colleagues and started thinking about what might be the benefits of considering this sort of partnership. And honestly, then it sort of died and went away, January, February, March. And the story behind it is actually a neighbor of mine in Maplewood, New Jersey, saw me it works at Amazon, not in retail ad service, but works at Amazon, and had friends that were involved in the product development of retail ad service. And she stopped me on the platform and she said, she was like I call it a grab you by the shoulders moment. And said, listen, this is something you really need to consider, and just take a meeting with my friend who's involved in this project. Just listen. And I said, I don't think Macy's is going to go for this. She said, take the meeting. So we took the meeting. I invited my colleague Ian, and that opened the door. And then it just had a series of conversations and really started thinking outside of the box, thinking boldly about what could be. And it quickly accelerated, and we had a very distinct strategy about how we were going to position this opportunity within the company and our leadership here. And I had the opportunity to go to senior leadership and present the pros and cons of the opportunity, and I had their support. I was able to garner their support to take that risk.
Yeah.
And I'm also very lucky here at Macy's Inc. to have quite a vast and experienced technology team, an amazing product management team. MMN turned 5 in August, and so we've got some folks internally who have been on that journey with us for the last 5 years. And so they are I think over those 5 years have become subject matter experts in retail media and ad tech and building that tech stack. And so we had that built-in skill set and knowledge. And so we started from a place of knowing a lot about how this could work and how we could make the technical integration work. And then we had to work through all the other pieces.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love the idea of calculated risk, taking things through an iterative approach, trying to kind of build consensus among what are you guys good at, what is Amazon good at, and what would a partnership look like. Now, the retail space, the retail media space in particular, is pretty crowded. What can brands kind of expect from a partnership with Amazon and Macy's if they're looking to activate within your channel?
Our goal for this partnership with Amazon Retail Ad Service is very customer centric. So at Macy's, we're so focused on the customer, and for Macy's Media Network, our customer is the advertiser, is the brand. Our agency partners, our partners like Sky. We want to enable easy, seamless ad buying for our advertisers. We want to meet them where they are, just as we do at Macy's. We meet our customers wherever they are, whether they're in a store, on the app, whether they want to buy online, pick up in store, come into the store, buy online. We want to meet them where we are. We want to meet our advertisers where they are. And we want to encourage simplification and ease. And so I think we have many, many brands that we sell at Macy's that are not investing in sponsored product ads. And I think it's because a lot of these brands and companies don't have the infrastructure to do so. There's a learning curve that they have to take. We're very unique in that we're very different from, I would say, other retail media networks that serve CPG clients.
Yep.
They have a high level of sophistication or have agency partners that have subject matter expertise that can guide that retail media strategy and buying. A lot of our vendors, our vendor partners, our brand partners, our brands don't have that expertise, but they do through Amazon. And many, many of them that don't advertise with us today do with Amazon and also sell their goods on Amazon. So there's familiarity with the Amazon ads platform. And so we think that will be a huge unlock and a benefit to our vendors, because I think there's an interest in wanting to promote their items on Macys.com, but it's the how. They don't know how to get started. And I think Amazon has all the tools and all the expertise that a brand can leverage to easily get started. And for those that are already using Amazon ads and running sponsored products on Amazon, they're familiar with those workflows and how campaign setup operates. And so they can just use those same learnings and apply them to activating sponsored products on Macys.com.
I think that one of the things that brands should be thinking about is the decades of shopper insights and signals that a company like Macy's has. Speak a little bit maybe to how that can be integrated in with the targeting and the precision measuring that brands are looking to do, and how they can, be finding ROI from the expansion into the Macy's, retail media network.
Of course, the USP of retail media is the fact that we own the customer data. We know who our customer is. We can measure ad attributed sales through closed loop measurement. And so that, of course, is why retail media continues to grow. I think when it comes to sponsored products specifically, I think we've built relevancy models through our current sponsored product ad serving that have been enhanced, particularly over the last few years. So we're getting better at serving highly relevant products to the customer towards the top of the page. And we've seen that through all of our performance metrics. And we anticipate the same happening if someone activates through Amazon and relying, now they'll be ingesting all of those signals, right, all of our customer signals to determine which ads are served when and where on the page. So we feel confident about that. I think what it really comes down to is the measurement piece. That's really the win here, is that we'll be able to offer that closed loop measurement on the comm sale and potentially on the offline sale in future, right? We have we have approximately 450 stores just in Macy's alone. So being able to measure the impact of someone being exposed to a sponsored product, whether they view or click, and then tracing that store sale back to that ad exposure, I think is going to be a huge win for us.
Macy's and Sky have worked together for a number of years in both search marketing and now the expansion into the retail media network. You talked a little bit at the beginning about Macy's meeting the shopper where they're at. And it's a big concept we talk about with advertising, right? The connection of on-site, off-site, in-store activation. How does that all kind of come together as you start to look at not just what's happening with the connection partnership with Amazon, but the larger play within the Macy's retail media network?
We're trying to think now more holistically about sponsored search.
Yep.
So we have on-site sponsored search, sponsored products, and then we work together at the enterprise level when it comes to our SEM efforts, and that's sponsored search. So it's really about finding our high intent customer in offsite search environments, bringing them on site, and continuing that customer journey, right? Sensitizing that customer closer and closer to the point of conversion. So I think what we do together between the Macy's Media Enterprise team and Sky is part of that strategy. And now I think with our partnership with you, Amazon Retail Ad Service, it's that triangulation. And the third point is our partnership with Macy's Enterprise, so we can connect the dots on those things.
Yeah.
So the journey becomes more seamless. We can reach that customer. We can leverage. I think what's great in SEM is we know who our Star Rewards members are, our loyalty program. So we can identify those people, reach those people who are already highly current shoppers, loyal members, likely to shop at Macy's, bring them back, and then of course. We bring them further conversion with sponsored products, on-site display, all the various ad products we have, and then we connect the dots with the store experience. So we're expanding our presence with our in-store advertising opportunities with digital screens. We've expanded our network from about 23 stores now to about 420 stores. So we have digital screen opportunities. So I think it's just, again, meeting the customer wherever they are, but from an omni lens.
Right.
So it is that is what is unique to us. We are the country's largest department store, and making sure that we close the loop with our customer and whatever that messaging in the store is hugely important. We have a majority of our customers are omni. They're shopping store and online.
Right.
So we have to think about how we can create that through line in the storytelling in the digital experience through to the store.
Yeah, I think we've all done that, right? We've seen something in store and maybe we've ended up, they didn't have your size, so you buy it online, or you're looking for something online, but you want to try it on, so you go into the store, and that's a very natural behavior.
Well, a great example of that is what we're doing in cashmere. It's a huge initiative for Macy's this holiday season. We have amazing cashmere, amazing, beautiful cashmere across our private labels and national brands at a really great value. And we have a lot of exposure for that online. But of course, I don't know, I want to come and touch and feel that
right.
cashmere.
Is it good? Yeah, what's
good?
The quality of the cashmere? I
mean, you've got a lot of those disruptor brands selling cashmere out there for $49.99, $60, whatever. We have great value, and the customer wants to come touch and feel.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I don't think we can get away without having a conversation around AI. I'm kind of curious, your own personal take on AI, agentic AI, and its transformation in the space. You've been in the media space for a number of years. What are you excited about? Where do you kind of see things going in the next 12 to 18 months?
Well, I'm fascinated by this topic.
Yeah.
And I have... myself personally have been using tools like ChatGPT. I'm actually a huge Google Gemini fan.
Yeah.
Shout out to Google. I'm a huge, and I think...
I have 3 subscriptions, just so
you have 3.
Yeah.
What are your 3?
ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude.
And Claude. Claude is amazing.
Claude, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a lot of buzz around how consumers are turning more and more to AI search destinations. to simplify purchase decision making, right? To make those decisions. And it's growing quickly, but I think predominantly customers are still turning to the tried and true.
Yeah.
However they're researching and making product decisions, they're going to tried and true. So, but that could change rapidly in the next 12 to 18 months.
Right.
So we just have to keep on top of it. I always go back when I think about AI shopping agents, the future, sure. Do we live in a world where, we have a shopping agent and they're buying for things for us proactively, and we come home and on the doorstep are, 3 t-shirts in size medium in the, fabrication that you like? Maybe. But I think for certain product categories, it makes a lot of sense to me. I think in CPG, it makes a ton of sense. Your agent doing the auto replen on toothpaste. I think some applications in beauty, which is good for us. I mean, that mascara is going to last 6 weeks, so your agent might automatically, purchase that thing, send it to you.
Right.
But I think when it comes to most beauty products, and I think all of apparel and a lot of home, which are some important categories for us, I think that's a complex decision-making process.
Yeah,
and
the trends start to shift and change.
Always, every season.
Yeah.
So unless those agents can adapt quickly and read trend in real time, and then adapt that to whoever the user is using the tool and make thoughtful recommendations, product recommendations, we'll see. Maybe the technology will advance. But when I'm thinking about fall wardrobe and things that I'm gonna buy, my tastes are changing all the time.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm going with a trend,
Right.
sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm going to a tried and true. So I think it's just something to keep a close eye on. And for Macy's, we're thinking about all of those things.
Right.
That sits out of my world, but I think, conversational search, shopping agents, those are things all on the horizon, things we're contemplating, nothing to announce. But I do think a lot about, okay, then how does the advertising experience fit into that, right?
Yeah.
Whatever Macy's does, how do we adopt to that? And right now I've got other things in front of me, like the partnership with Amazon and Sky. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking mostly about that. But I do, when I have time to sort of think about what could be, that's definitely AI's top of the list.
All right, Stella is getting ready to start their lunch service.
Yes,
I don't know
here we
if the music got picked up here, but they're getting ready to start their lunch service. So we're gonna go into to rapid quick fire questions.
Let's go.
The last purchase you made from Macy's, and it can't be today, because I saw you walk in with
The last purchase I made from Macy's was a pair of Nike sneakers for my daughter. And it's actually a great story. And I swear this is a true story. It was last week Monday, and it was Monday night. And she said, "Dad, I have hip hop dance class tomorrow, my first one." And it says on the instructions, I need black sneakers.
Yeah.
Black sneakers for hip hop class. And of course we had talked about it the week before, I totally forgot. And I sat on her bed on Monday night and I pulled up the Macy's app and I did my search for black, and it had to be Nike.
That's
black
right.
Nike sneakers. And I set to pick up in store because it wasn't gonna, I needed it for the next day by 4:00. And I found that item in probably about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
In the right size. And I made that purchase and I set it for in-store pickup. And our babysitter was kind enough the next morning to go to Macy's at Short Hills, and she went right to the at your service counter. She picked up that item and came back, and boom.
It's amazing.
The shoes fit. Well, I knew exactly what size she wears in Nike, and off she went to hip hop dance class.
Well, as a father of a daughter as well, I have been in that situation before. Okay. You can only attend one, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade or the Macy's 4th of July fireworks. Which one do you choose?
100% the Thanksgiving Day Parade. I'm not a fireworks guy.
Okay.
I've watched the Macy's fireworks, and they are spectacular. And to see them in person, watching them on television, to see them in person is an experience. But the parade is such a special moment, and I had the opportunity to sit right on 34th Street here for the parade last year.
So we got to be friends.
In torrential downpour.
Oh, yeah.
I told you before, I have bad luck when it comes to important moments, like at concerts, sitting in torrential downpour. But I came with my husband and my kids, and we had great seats. We were privileged to have those seats, and we were in all of our rain gear, and we stayed pretty dry. And it was a full circle moment to watch that.
That's amazing.
To experience that happen, and enough so that actually my husband teared up at one point because he grew up as a kid in a very small town in Oklahoma and watched the Thanksgiving Day Parade every year.
Yep.
As did I, but it was a tradition in his family, and to be sitting there watching it on 34th Street, that's a memory.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that. And my kids had such a great time, even despite the rain.
Well, I can tell you that's a tradition in my house as well. We all bundle up together on the couch and we watch it. So then my next question will have to be, what is your favorite Macy's Day, we'll say float or balloon? You can choose either one.
Oh, well, you got to go with Santa at the very end.
Yes.
No one tops our Santa Claus and I've met our Santa in person. I don't know if I could disclose his name, so I won't say his name, but this Santa.
Saint Nick.
This Santa is epic. The one that rides in the float, right, closes the parade. There's no Santa, and that's the magic. That's when Christmas begins.
That's
Christmas
amazing.
in my house begins like the day after Halloween.
Right.
Mariah Carey, starts singing All in Love for Christmas. But that's the kickoff for Christmas, and there's no way there's no better way than to see Santa at the end of our parade.
All right, best dish on the Stella menu, and you can get a bonus point if you name your favorite drink.
Oh, that's a really tough one. I don't know, they have a great salad here, like a chopped salad, if that's a favorite. And there's also chicken Milanese. The chicken Milanese on this menu, and you can't go wrong with the pizza. So I've got a lot of different choices, but you can't go wrong with a pizza. And the drink here, I haven't had a lot of drinks here.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
That's good, because it's probably during the workday.
It's during the workday. Yeah, this is sort of my cafeteria. Thank you for coming here today to make it easy for me. But if I were having a drink, my go-to is either a Negroni or a margarita.
Awesome. Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
Oh, this is a good one. The most famous person I've ever met. Madonna.
Oh. Like you met her.
I had an encounter. With Madonna.
That counts. Okay.
Yes, I spoke words to Madonna. She replied, and then I was on a dance floor with Madonna, with Andy Cohen and some other folks.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, at the Boom Boom Room. Yeah.
Wow. Sounds like that might be another whole video, another whole
Talking
story.
about my celebrity encounter.
That's a podcast, I think.
Yes.
Well, thank you for joining us today. Appreciate it. We're very excited about the partnership, and we look forward to sharing more information with our advertisers on how they can activate on Macy's through Amazon.
Well, as they say at Macy's, let's make the magic happen.
Let's make the magic happen.
Let's do it.
All right.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thanks.